is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
It's a weekend day and night doubleheader at beautiful Los Alamitos Racecourse. On Saturday afternoon, it's the running of the Los Alamitos Futurity, followed by a great nighttime racing program at the track of Sunsets and Stars. For the night program, First Post will follow the last Los Alamitos daytime race on Saturday. And as always, the best of quarter horse racing continues at Los Alamitos, with two of night racing's best bets, the early and late pick fours. Don't forget that Los Alamitos features a traditional $2 pick six with no jackpot provisions. And on Sunday nights, Los Alamitos adds $10,000 to the Pick Six pool if there's not a carryover. This is also closing weekend of the nighttime meet at Los Alamitos. We'll have mandatory payouts on Sunday night, plus the running of the Southern California Derby. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the racing action? It's the Vessels Club, with great tables overlooking the finish line. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. After this weekend, nighttime racing will return on Saturday night, December 30th. We hope to see you at Los Alamitos.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Celebrating over 2 decades of consecutive broadcasts on the great game of horse racing in Las Vegas, the Race Day Las Vegas show thanks all of our listeners and sponsors for your appreciated support.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Saturday morning, and it's a beautiful Saturday here in Las Vegas, that's for sure. We come to you live and direct from the South Point studios at the South Point Hotel Casino here on the fabulous Strip in Las Vegas, Nevada, and of course on South Point at YouTube. Go to South Point TV, hit YouTube, and subscribe. That's what we want you to do today so you can see the video and the audio, and of course we're here in Las Vegas locally at our AM radio station and FM radio stations, 104 Sports Talk, 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. We've got so many, I can't. And of course, all of the apps that we have, the KSHP app, so you can get it on your phones, your Androids, your iPhones, and of course, all of the websites that we have streaming at Race Day, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global. And a whole bunch of podcasts, just all over the place, wherever, however, whenever we welcome you to the show on this Saturday. It's a beautiful Saturday here, too, in Las Vegas with the National Finals Rodeo. Is going to wrap up this weekend. Boy, we've just had a lot of fun with the Cowboys here, that's for sure, and the big weekend as well. College football has already started, the immense bevy of bowl games that'll go through the college football championship, 3 NFL games today, and a whole lot of great horse racing going on as well. So we're going to sit back and take a look at the racing Las Vegas style right now on the Race Day Show. We welcome you, and we have a special guest in studio today, one of our handicappers. John Lindo, good morning, my man.
Good morning, Ralph. It's good to be out here.
Yeah, huh? How about that? Good digs here, huh?
Oh, it's fantastic. Great studio. And, I'm walking away from the race book and sports book. It's a pretty easy go for me.
And what about all of the electricity generated by the Cowboys being in town?
It's unbelievable around here. Just I tried to get in the parking lot yesterday. All those big trucks out there running around, and then you see all the stables down at the south end of the parking lot. It is amazing what's going on out here.
I will bet you the stable area that they put up, the temporary stables that they put up in acres just south of the South Point is probably as big as the barn area at Santa Anita.
I was saying we can send a van and we could use a few of those horses out in Southern California.
Yeah, no kidding. That's for sure. And, of course, we have Los Alamitos going today, and, of course, the Woodbine, both Los Al and Woodbine will wrap up this weekend tomorrow, and then we'll kind of be on a lull going through to the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then, of course, the big opening of Santa Anita the day after. We got a lot of stuff to do today, that's for sure. John, you gave us a winner yesterday at Los Alamitos. I know the horse got bet down. But the winner of the Bayacoa Stakes, Midnight Memories with Juan Hernandez, just coasted around there with no problem.
Well, she was in a little of a jackpot going in the far turn down on the inside, and the favorite Desert Dawn got the jump on her in the far turn, but Juan Hernandez being Juan Hernandez, eased her back, went around, and with that long stretch, I think it really helped her. She got the money there, and they bet her down, but they got the win.
Let me see. Stakes race, Los Alamitos, the Bayacoa Stakes, race. It must be Bob Baffert, the trainer.
That's that's an educated guess. Yes.
Yes, that's for sure. Nice winner in the finale, and it's always nice to get a singleton in the finale if you got those pick fours and pick threes and late doubles working, and the pick six as well. But nobody had the pick six yesterday at Los Alamitos. In the fourth race yesterday at Los Al, which was the second race in the pick six sequence. The winner there, Habias, paid $42.20. John, I got to tell you something. That was a star horse on Jerry J's Power Page.
Boy, you're beating a 1-9 shot in that race.
1-9.
Yes, so it's not only what the win price was, but that probably buried 90% of the pick six tickets going into yesterday, right off the bat.
And not to mention, this horse winning that race looked like a 1-9 shot. I mean, it was never in doubt. I mean, he had enough to get it done.
And Los Alamitos for the entire meet, it's been okay to be down on that inside. They keep carrying over there, and you get fanned a little bit wide like the favorite did yesterday in that race. They're not getting up, so it's a little different track profile than what they've had in the past, but the guys out there, the riding it, cutting the corner, and they just keep going. And, boy, a huge price in a small field.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Jose Valdivia, nice to see him riding some winners. He won the first two races, and the Valdivia double paid $26.40. The winner of the first race is Horse for Course, I think. This horse won 2 out of 2 starts at Los Alamitos and got the job done yesterday to open up the card as the favorite. And all in all, it was not a bad day. But, boy, I'll tell you what, the early 50-cent pick 5 paid $4,690.30. So you can make money on those pick 5s and pick 4s, even with the inordinate amount of favorites that are winning. The long shots are strategically placed if you can get them to really cash in the pick 4s and pick 5s.
Well, you have to remember the pools at Los Alamitos are not quite as big as you see at Del Mar and Santa Anita. So when you can beat a favorite, the payoffs go way up. You knock out the real small tickets, and all of a sudden, and especially the other thing too, Ralph, with the pick 4s, they're $1 minimum.
Yeah.
So there's less coverage, and some of these other wagers that have a bigger minimum bet, it helps those payoffs.
Yeah, no question about that. And of course, as we say, nobody had 6 in the pick 6 yesterday. The 5s paid $149.40, and you got a carryover today, John, over $21,000.
Right. Usually, what Los Alamitos tried to do this meet was to seed the Saturday pick 6 pools with $10,000 if nobody hit the pick 6. Well, Last Saturday, there was a carryover, and today there's a carryover, so they didn't have to do that, and that's fine with me. We're playing it eliminates a lot of that takeout as you play the pick six today.
And it's a traditional pick six bet, right?
Right. $2 minimum. 70% goes to tickets with 6 winners. 30% goes to tickets with 5 after the takeout. And if nobody hits it today, tomorrow is closing day with a mandatory payout.
And that's not the only place they got a carryover on tracks that we follow, because Aqueduct, the Big A in New York, also has a carryover in the pick six. The fives yesterday pay $1,081. I'm going to give you the prices, John. You ready? To start out, the pick six yesterday paid $6.30, then $3.70. Now, that's no problem. Everybody's got the, Then it happened. The bomb. $129.50 winner. And get ready for this. This was a V horse on Jerry J's Power page. He was texting me later, said, I hope you had it too, didn't you? I said, I had it linked up, but not with the right horses, that's for sure. Anyhow, it was a V horse there. Then you got a 1280 winner. That was a reverse play. Jerry J, his key horse ran second. One of the link-ups won. That was a 1280 winner. So he got the dollar reverse exact of $17.10. Then you got to the 7th race, paid $9.80. The 8th race, $26.80. I think the $26.80 might have been the horse, if anybody was alive then, that put the nail in the pick six coffin, so to speak. And so you got 5 out of 6, a little bit over $1,000, and they got a pick six carryover at Aqueduct today as well. So we got carryovers going on both sides of the coast, east and west. And all I can say is, out of the racing that's going on around the country right now, I got to tell you, Florida's getting hit bad.
It's been all week. They've had rain since early in the week. They were off the grass at Gulfstream yesterday. They were off the grass at Gulfstream earlier in the week as well. They are already off the grass at Gulfstream Park, and we're waiting for updates as to whether what's going to happen today. One thing, Ralph, the feature race, the Jerkins, which is scheduled to be 2 miles on the grass, it's going to be 1 mile and 5/8 on the Tapeta. They're cutting back the distance just like they did last year.
All right, we got that there. And all I can tell you is whatever the weather is like at Gulfstream, the players are really figuring it out. You had 9 races out of the 10 races. The total win prices for all of those horses calculated at $39.60. There was only one race that had a long shot. That horse, it alone, paid $32. So you take him out of the equation, and the favorites for all of the rest of the races barely beat that. It was really a chalk day yesterday at Gulfstream.
Yeah, besides the $32 winner, the next highest price on the entire card, the 10-race card at Gulfstream, was $5.40.
I think the best racing yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, came at night in the Remington Park race, the Springboard Mile. What a doozy that was. Watching that race brought back the memories, this old man's memories, of the battles that Easy Goer and Sunday Silence had. And even Allie Darn affirmed, I know they're not those quality horses, but that type of battle prevailed yesterday in the Springboard.
Right, you had Glenn Gary was drawn inside of Out of the Conqueror, and they both left the gate running. Glenn Gary made the lead. Out of the Conqueror was lapped on him the entire way. They set a fast pace, and Out of the Conqueror tried to get by Glenn Gary 2 or 3 times, couldn't do it. Glenn Gary fought him every step of the way, and finally the last 70 yards or so, he wore down the inside horse, Glenn Gary, for the win. Those were 2 tired horses when they hit the wire, but they really threw it down. It was really fun to watch.
Tyler Gaffalione on the winner. Steve Asmussen was the trainer, and of course he was the favorite. Paid $4.
Yeah, he was the favorite, and good to see Gaffalione going out there to Remington.
Yeah, what a horse race that was. That was a lot of fun to watch. That's for sure. All right, well, we're going to get set up today on the show by reminding you that we have our handicappers. We got Jonathan Ardoon, of course. John Lendo's right here. And, of course, we'll have Bob Mazursky checking in with us as well. And, of course, your Woodbine pick, Ernie Perry, had a nice winner yesterday at $10.20. We'll try to get another winner out of him today. And, of course, Rich Ang. We'll tap Rich Ang on the shoulder and see if he can give us maybe a football pick or whatever. So we got a lot to do. We're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we'll set up the day of racing for you with the racing menu. Don't go away. And remember, South Point Studio on YouTube. Get there. When you get there, hit the subscribe button, please. We'll be right back.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The racing is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
It's a weekend day and night doubleheader at beautiful Los Alamitos Racecourse. On Saturday afternoon, it's the running of the Los Alamitos Futurity, followed by a great nighttime racing program at the track of Sunsets and Stars. For the night program, First Post will follow the last Los Alamitos daytime race on Saturday. And as always, the best of quarter horse racing continues at Los Alamitos, with two of night racing's best bets, the early and late pick fours. Don't forget that Los Alamitos features a traditional $2 pick six with no jackpot provisions. And on Sunday nights, Los Alamitos adds $10,000 to the Pick Six pool if there's not a carryover. This is also closing weekend of the nighttime meet at Los Alamitos. We'll have mandatory payouts on Sunday night, plus the running of the Southern California Derby. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the racing action? It's the Vessels Club, with great tables overlooking the finish line. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. After this weekend, nighttime racing will return on Saturday night, December 30th. We hope to see you at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. We got a lot to cover on this show. So, by the way, John, the stakes races yesterday at Remington that led up to the springboard, You See It was won by Nice Neighbor. The Jim Thorpe was won by Soul Sacrifice. The Trapeze won by Miss Code West. The She's All In Stakes won by Perfect Wish. And the Jeffrey Hawk Memorial was won by U.S. Army, name of the horse. 50-cent pick five, all those stakes races, the last five in the series of six stakes races. The 50-cent pick five there paid $359.35. And I got to tell you, highest priced winner in that sequence was $8.60. You had a $7 winner and then two $4.80 winners and a $5.60 winner. So that was pretty good. That was a pretty good payoff for those horses there. Let's go to the menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. Reminding you, as we always do, first post times are Pacific. If you're not in the Pacific time zone, like we will be right behind us here at the South Point Racebook, we're in the Pacific time zone. If you're not in the Pacific time zone with all of the streaming and all of the platforms that we have around the world, well, then adjust to the Pacific time zone. Those are the first post times on the menu. Don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. And a real quick check of the weather. Going to be bad in Florida. Simply put, that's just the way it's going to be today there. They're already off the turf. So let's get started. We begin with Aqueduct, the big A in New York. Aqueduct, remember, they've got that carryover in their pick six at Aqueduct. And the Aqueduct pick six carryover. Let's see. They didn't put it up here. How about that? There it is. Yes, pick six carryover. $32,472. $32,472. They've got 10 races today at Aqueduct. A couple of stakes races for the New York State Sires Stakes Series. $500,000 apiece for the New York Sires Stakes. The Fifth Avenue Division for 2-year-old fillies will be the 8th race on the card, 7 furlongs, a field of 12 there. And it's a wide-open event, too. The favorite, 7-2, is My Shia De Lady, Javier Castellano aboard. Then you've got the Great White Way Division for 2-year-olds at 7 furlongs. That's the 9th race. Scratch the 8 Wo Hop and the 14 Taz Mega Bank did not get in that race. Again, a wide open race. 5-2 favorite there is BD Saint with Kendrick Carmouche. 10 races today at Aqueduct. Traditional pick 6. The carryover again, $32,472 at the Big A today. Then we go to Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park is 11 races. Their feature race, as we mentioned, the H. Allen Durkin Stakes. It was scheduled for 2 miles on the turf. They're off the turf today at Gulfstream, so it's rescheduled at 1 mile and 5/8 on the tappeta footing, the synthetic footing, for 3-year-olds and up. A field of 10 before any scratches in that one. And the favorite at 2-1 is Value Engineering with Jose Ortiz aboard. And Gulfstream Park does not have a carryover. Yes, they do. Pick 6 jackpot carryover. Wow. Not carryover. What are you, crazy, Ralph? $164,044 in the pick 6 jackpot carryover at Gulfstream. First post time is at 9:10. Tampa Bay Downs, their first post time for 9 races is 9:20. They have a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $5,220. 9:20 first post at Tampa Bay. Laurel Park will kick in next. They have 9 races at Laurel. This is in Maryland, so the weather might be a little tricky there, but nevertheless, Laurel has a first post time of 9:25 today, 9:25 at Laurel. Then we go to Woodbine, north of the border. Today is the next to last day. Tomorrow we'll wrap up the long Woodbine season. Woodbine has 10 races today. No stakes race at Woodbine today, but they do have a super high 5 jackpot carryover. $130,837. And remember, if it's not hit today, it's a mandatory tomorrow. $130,837 is the carryover in their super high 5 jackpot. Same goes for the pick 6 jackpot. That carryover, $6,943. And it'll be mandatory tomorrow if it isn't hit today. Woodbine has a first post time for their 10 races at 10:05. Then we go to Oak Lawn Park, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Oak Lawn's feature race today is the $200,000 Tinsel Stakes at 1 mile and 1/8 for 3-year-olds and up, a field of 7 before scratches. And the 5-2 favorite is Strong Quality with Florent Garreau. First post time at Oak Lawn is at 10:30. Next up comes Fairgrounds in Nolens. 10 races at the Fairgrounds. Their first post time at Fairgrounds is at 10:45 at the Fairgrounds. Remington Park, after a big night last night, they're back in business today with 12 races. Remington's first post time is at 12:30 at Remington. And then, of course, Los Alamitos Thoroughbred. Next to the final day there at Los Al today, the feature race is the Los Alamitos Futurity. It's the 9th and final, a grade 2 for $200,000 at 1 mile and 16 for 2-year-olds. 6 go to the post in that, and, of course, Bob Baffer's got it surrounded again. 2-1 favorite there is Coach Prime with Flavian Pratt coming over to ride at Los Al. Now they have a carryover in their pick 6 there, traditional pick 6 carryover. That carryover from yesterday, $21,968. Los Al's first post time today is at 12:30. Then we go to Turfway Park. Turfway Park has 9 races. Their feature race is the $125,000 Prairie Bayou Stakes at 1 mile and 16 for 3-year-olds and up. And it's a full field there. 2-1 favorite is Wolfie's Dynaghost at Turfway Park. Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $13,666 there. Delta Downs is next. 9 races, first post time 3:05. Charlestown has a carryover today, and it's a mandatory carryover at Charlestown races today. Their pick 6 jackpot carryover, $2,095. 9 races, first post time 4 p.m. And then we go back to Los Alamitos tonight for a second go-around. Their second program for today starts at 6 o'clock. 9 races, 1 thoroughbred, 1 mixed, and 7 quarter-horse races make up the 9-race card at Los Al this evening, and that first post time is 6 o'clock, so there's plenty to do out there in Orange County. We now go to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. I got to tell you that Florida is going to get banged hard, and I understand that you say you're going to also get hit hard maybe tomorrow?
They said tomorrow, whatever's down in Florida will be coming up to New York overnight and into tomorrow. And tomorrow's closing day at Aqueduct for the next 10 days. They won't be racing. They return on the 28th of December and run the last 3 or 4 days of the year. And that's it.
Well, yeah, that'll take care of this year. And then, of course, we started all over again in 2024. You take a look at that springboard last night?
Yeah, I did. We gave out the horse on the radio, actually, that ran second.
I know.
He ran his eyeballs out, Ralph. I mean, it was his first time around 2 turns. He ran really well. He got beat on the square. Take nothing away from the winner. He was outside him every step of the way. He tried to get past him a few times and finally got to him late in the game.
Yeah, there's no question about that. That's for sure. But what a hell of a race it was. It reminds you of the days with the good duels between, like Ali Darn Firm and Sunday Silence.
Yeah, Easy Goer and Sunday Silence, all of them. It was
great.
one of the classics.
And that horse got 10 points for the Kentucky Derby leaderboard for next year, so he's got a little bit of a head start. And Steve Asmussen will place him well. Asmussen said after the race that he was going to take the horse back to Oaklawn and look for something there for the horse. So we'll wait and see about that. Today's racing, Jonathan, what are we doing today for a couple of picks?
Okay, let's go to Aqueduct and look at race number 9. 500,000, Ralph, New York Stallion Series. That's a lot of money for some horses that really aren't very good. However, they're New York breds, and they get the opportunity to run for a lot of money. I like the number 1 horse in here, Antonio of Venice. This is a 2-year-old colt from the Rudy Rodriguez barn. He's improved with every start with the exception of the race 2 starts back when the race was rained off the turf and he wanted no part of the sloppy track. All of his other 4 races, all good enough to get the job done here. Manny Franco climbs aboard 6-1 on the morning line. I like number 1, Antonio of Venice, to win today's 9th race out at Aqueduct.
Now, I got to ask Mr. John Lindo sitting here, who also owns horses. We know all about the California breeding program, but that New York program is really throwing out a lot of money.
$500,000 for these 2-year-old New York breds. A lot of these are maidens. I might have to do a little shopping in New York. This is a pretty lucrative program, and there's a filly and a colt division today.
Yes, that's correct. The other
division.
I
said the same thing to someone earlier today. I said, we have to have a horse for this next year. I mean, this is ridiculous. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Most of these horses are either homebreds or really relatively cheap compared to other horses, and they're running for just a crazy amount of money.
Jonathan, also, we got to remind John here that if he's looking for a horse, maybe your son can help him out.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I know who to call.
All right. Anyhow, by the way, that is the Great White Way division for the 2-year-olds at 7 furlongs. And as John said, they're going to put up another $500,000 for the Fifth Avenue division, which is the race before that for the 2-year-old fillies there. And they both look wide open.
They are wide open, and they're full fields. Well, I mean, if they're not going to fill the fields when you're running for 500,000, well, then you're in big trouble.
You are. All right, real quick, another pick, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah, let's go to Oaklawn and look at race number 6. And the number 6 horse in here, Excellent Men. This is a 3-year-old gelding for the David Jacobson barn. He started 2 horses already at Oaklawn, and he's won with both of them. They both came via New York, and before New York, they were in California. Once again, Jacobson raided California. He's got about 30 horses in New York and now in Oaklawn that have all run at Del Mar or Santa Anita, over the last year or so, and he did it again. I don't know. He keeps getting away with it. And anyway, he sends out the number 6 horse in here, Excellent Men, 3-year-old gelding, Ramon Vasquez aboard to ride. He's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. I like number 6, Excellent Men, to upset and win today's 7th race out at Oaklawn.
All right, Jonathan, you got it. In the 7th race, number 6, Excellent Men. We hope he's an excellent winner for us. That's for sure. You have 4 sheets available today, right? Oaklawn, you've got Los Alamitos, you got Aqueduct, and you got Gulfstream as well, right?
Correct. At the website, JONHARDOON.com.
Thanks a lot, my man, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Stay safe and be well.
All right, you got it. Now, John, we're going to go to one of your compatriots down there in Southern California, Bob Mazursky. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, and I know that you guys are getting ready to wrap up that meet, but you got some great racing coming up, not only today, good competitive races, but a dozen races tomorrow to close out the Los Alamitos meeting, so you'll have an early post time, right?
Yeah, we start at 11:30 tomorrow, an hour earlier than usual. As you said, 12 races tomorrow. Good field size tomorrow, too. We're averaging over 8 a race tomorrow, so hopefully the races will stay intact, and then it wraps up with the King Gloria Stakes, a 2-year-old Calbred race going a mile. With that race is really wide open. A lot of horses trying something they haven't done before, going 2 turns, so that'll be interesting.
Well, let's talk about the Los Alamitos Futurity, and I guess we can start with Mr. Bob Baffert, can we not?
Yes, he's got 3 of the horses in there, including the horse I think is the one to beat, Coach Prime. That horse was very, very impressive, breaking his maiden last time. Has the right style for this race, that's for sure, because there's a lot of horses in here that have speed. I think he's going to be the one sitting back and making a run late, and he'll try to keep a streak going for Baffert in this race. And if he wins it, it'll be 8 out of 10 years. And if he wins, he'll also sweep the 3 graded stakes at this meet, as he won the start of last week in Nothing Like You, and then won the Bayakoa yesterday with Midnight Memories, who emulated her mother, Tiz Midnight, who won the Bayakoa back in 2014. So like mother, like daughter yesterday.
And that was noted by your track announcer, Michael Rona. He does a great job there at your place, no doubt about it.
Yes, that he does.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you're right. He does a good job. He picks up on a lot of things like that.
And Eddie Burgard, who was the voice, he's a legend there in Southern California for quarter horse racing at Los Alamitos. He was mentioning that Rona's got a big day tomorrow with 12 races in the afternoon and more at night. I hope his voice will hold out.
Yeah, he was talking about that yesterday. Yeah, that's 24 races in a day. That's a lot, but I'm sure Michael will get through it just fine. He's certainly a pro.
Oh, he certainly is. That's for sure. Well, you already conceded the Los Alamitos Futurity again to Mr. Baffert, and Mr. Pratt's going to be out there to ride. This guy's been busy. Wasn't Pratt at Remington last night?
He was at Remington Well, I don't know if he made the trip because the horse he was supposed to ride for Brad Cox was scratched.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I don't know if he went back and came back, or if it was, if he made the trip.
And by the way, Brad Cox horses at Remington, the track veterinarian said when they went to check the horses, they weren't there. So that's
maybe there were travel problems getting out to Oklahoma. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. All right, Bob, we competitive card today, a nice pick 6 carryover. Do you have any idea how many people were alive after that big long shot, that $42 horse?
I just know that there was only 1 ticket alive in the last race, to the horse that ran second, Desert Dawn. Everybody else was a carryover. So it would have been a single burger if Desert Dawn had been able to hold on. And she looked like the winner on the turn, that's for sure. She got the jump on Midnight Memories, but Midnight Memories was able to come and get her.
Well, all I know is that you guys better put a search warrant out for the guy who had that horse in that race, that's for sure. Might be coming back to get the money that he thought he had yesterday. In any case, nice pick 6 carryover, a great Los Al Futurity to wrap up the card, and we need a pick from you, my man.
I'm going to go to the 8th race, number 2, Bossy Bruin Gal. Just won at Del Mar. I think she can come right back. I like the style she has for this race. Excuse me again. And I think if she repeats her maiden win, I think she'll score again. So number 2, Bossy Bruin Gal, race 8. She's listed at 4-1 in the morning line.
All right, Bob. Thanks so much, my man. And we'll talk to you tomorrow for the big closing day card at Los Al. In the meantime, let's get them going. That's for sure. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.
All right. When we come back, we're not done yet. We've got Rich Ang standing by. I'm going to get a Los Al pick from Rich, that's for sure. But we're also going to ask him a little bit about what might happen in the pigskin area today. That's also up for grabs. So we'll be right back. Ralph Siraco here. John Lindo in studio with us. It's great to see John here in person at the South Point Studios. South Point Studios, YouTube. Hit subscribe. We'll be right back.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
The racing is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Saturday show. A lot going on here at the South Point. We keep rolling along. I have your Ernie Perry's Clocker Report pick for Woodbine today. Remember, a nice $10 and change winner he gave us yesterday. Tomorrow, they lower the curtain on the racing there at Woodbine. Long season there. One more day to go, and let's go and see if we can get Clocker Ernie Perry to give us back-to-back winners. He comes with his only pick today in the sixth race at Woodbine. In the sixth race at Woodbine, it's a maiden claiming race for 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs, a full field there. He likes number 3, Arctic Blonde, 15-1 on the morning line. Oh, boy. Arctic Blonde for Sari Ritchie worked on December 9th in 101 breezing. He said this barn did well with 2-year-old gray filly last year's first-timer and a winner, Anam Kara. And he thinks that maybe this is the key, and maybe this is the time for this one as well. So in the sixth race today, he likes number 3, Arctic Blonde. 3, Arctic Blonde in the sixth race. Boy, I hope we can get 15-1 and get him home a winner, that's for sure. Now let's go out to Rich Ang standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, Jen.
Morning, Richie.
Well, Rich, you know, there's the college football bowl season starts. We've got 3 NFL games today on a special Saturday NFL day, and we got plenty of great horse racing. So before we get to your selection at Los Al, I need some help in the NFL today, buddy.
Well, we'll do college and pro, Ralph. You know, one angle that people should pay attention to is just because there's, 8 or 9 games on television, you don't have to bet all of them. It's a voluntary activity, so you try to cherry pick the best ones. Let me give out a couple of college football games. This is the start of the bowl season. There's 41 bowl games, 82 teams involved, Ralph. And quite frankly, there's 2 angles to take a look at for college bowl games. I think the first one is motivation, and the fact that, some of these schools are really excited to be at the bowl game that they're going to play in and go into the venue. And some of them are not going to be motivated. And if they're not motivated, they're going to look like the Chargers did against the Raiders the other night. That's a lack of motivation. So that's very important. And the second thing that's really come into forward the last couple of years is the transfer portal. A lot of football players in the college ranks are going to the transfer portal to switch schools. They're trying to, get NIL money and, try to maximize their college careers. So it's kind of important to see which teams may be more decimated than others in the transfer portal. As far as today's picks, let's try a couple of games, Ralph. The first game is 203-204. It's Jacksonville State against Louisiana in the Caesars Superdome New Orleans game. And I know it's kind of a home game for Louisiana, but I actually like the other side, Jacksonville State. The reason I would go to motivation and the fact that Jacksonville State was one of 2 first-year FCS football teams that had winning records along with James Madison. They had really good seasons, but the NCAA said unless there's 82 teams that qualify for bowl eligible, you're not going to get in. Turns out there were less than 82 teams, so both James Madison and Jacksonville State got into bowl games. I think their motivation is going to be sky high. So I like 203, Jacksonville State -3. The other college game I like is 213-214. It's Georgia Southern against Ohio. Ohio is one of those schools in the MAC conference that has a very high rate of transfer portal. I think they've lost like 16 kids, including about 6 or 7 starters on offense. So I think they're going to be up against it with a lot of second-tier players, second stringers playing key positions. So I like Georgia Southern in that game, Ralph, 213. One pro game out of the 3 today. I really like the Lions, 311, 312. The Lions are 312. They're -4.5. And, they were embarrassed last week in Chicago against the Bears. And the Denver game was the game that I actually saw at SoFi on Sunday. They pulverize the Chargers, but we saw what happened to the Chargers against the Raiders. So I think it's a bounce back spot for the Lions. They know how important this game is. It's obviously important for Denver, but they're not as good on the road as they've been all year. So I'm going to lay the lumber with the Lions.
You know, I got to tell you that there's an old saying in sports, and I think it very well applies to the NFL this year. The teams that win big aren't always that good, and the teams that lose bad aren't always that bad. That kind of fits the Denver mold for you today. And isn't this their third road game in a row, too?
Yeah, I think it is. And, I saw the game on Sunday in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, Denver played safe. They knew that the Chargers weren't going to do a whole lot, so they played an extremely conservative game plan, and the Chargers basically handed them the football game 24-7.
Yeah, and of course, on Twitter and on the internet and all that, a lot of people were praising the decision by the Chargers to let go their coach. So we'll wait and see what happens there. I think that's a decimated team for the rest of the year. A Charger fan sitting here, right, John?
Well, I'm not a Charger fan.
Oh, okay.
They left San Diego, so I enjoyed the game thoroughly on Thursday night.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got a residence here, so you're a Raider fan now, huh? You're one of us.
No, I'm just a fan of anybody playing the Chargers.
Not to mention the fact that we all here in Las Vegas tend to be a fan of the team that we're betting on, that's for sure. So to recap your selections in college football, you like bet number 203 Jacksonville State. That kicks off at 11:15 a.m. Pacific time on ESPN. And the other game, you like Georgia Southern. That's bet number 213. And that'll kick off, at 8 o'clock, just about the time we're going off the air. I hope everybody's got their phone betting app on tap for that one. Georgia Southern there. And, of course, the Detroit Lions in the NFL. Now time to go from pigskin to horseside. So what do you got for us at Los Al today?
Yeah, let's go to race number 4, 6 furlong sprinting. I like the number 3 horse, Established. Kind of a short price, 8-5, but this horse has run 2 really good races in a row and just kind of couldn't quite get there. But now drops in class. Antonio Fresu rides. So let's go 25 win place, 2 for the ROI, number 3, Established, race 4.
All right, Established is Richie's pick, 4th race, the 3 horse. Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph.
We're going to take our final break, and when we get back, we got John Lindo in the house and Jerry Jackwitz. I want to remind everybody that coming up right after us, right here on your network, is going to be a great show, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Day and night doubleheader at beautiful Los Alamitos Racecourse. On Saturday afternoon, it's the running of the Los Alamitos Futurity, followed by a great nighttime racing program at the track of Sunsets and Stars. For the night program, First Post will follow the last Los Alamitos daytime race on Saturday. And as always, the best of quarter horse racing continues at Los Alamitos with 2 of night racing's best bets, the early and late pick 4s. Don't forget that Los Alamitos features a traditional $2 pick 6 with no jackpot provisions. And on Sunday nights, Los Alamitos adds $10,000 to the pick 6 pool if there's not a carryover. This is also closing weekend of the nighttime meet at Los Alamitos. We'll have mandatory payouts on Sunday night, plus the running of the Southern California Derby. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the racing action? It's the Vessels Club with great tables overlooking the finish line. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. After this weekend, nighttime racing will return on Saturday night, December 30th. We hope to see you at Los Alamitos.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the Sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Race Day Las Vegas show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, we're going to put the final touches on this Saturday Race Day Las Vegas radio program, reminding you that we're going to get off the air at 57, so our next panel can get on here and get ready to go. It'll be Sports by the Book with Jeff Parles and Alex Smith. It's a great show, folks. If you want to bet anything to do with sports, you better hang right on, get your second cup of coffee, and enjoy that show, that's for sure. All righty. Well, I got the man in the house here, John Lindo. John, how you see the races today?
Well, we got a 9-race card at Los Alamitos, and again, it's a pretty decent card. Some wide open races, so we're going to try and find something to boost the bankroll a little bit going into the closing day tomorrow. Are you with Bob that Baffert's going to win this Los Al Futurity with somebody? Well, if it's a 2-year-old and it's a graded stakes race and it's at Los Alamitos, I like Bob Baffert's chances. I don't care who he runs. All right. Before we get your selection for Los Al today, I want to remind everybody really that the Linda Report is here at the South Point. It's right behind us in the sports race book, actually. The Linda Report is a comprehensive report. It covers all the races at Los Alamitos, selections there. And today, he has a late pick 5 selection also on that sheet for Gulfstream Park. So you're going to get Los Al's, all the races, plus Gulfstream's last 5 races with suggested pick 5 and, of course, the suggested pick 4 at Los Al, and all that goody information. It's a comprehensive report, John Lindo's Linda Report, available here at the South Point only, here in Las Vegas, here. It is complimentary, free of charge to you right there in the race book right behind us, that's for sure. John, you're doing a great job. And, all right, give me a horse. We want a horse. We want a horse. Okay. I tell you what, at Los Alamitos today, the most wide-open race is race number 6. And number 2, Eddie's Wave, was shuffled back to last at the start in his debut. Ran into some traffic on the turn. Just a nightmare trip. Throw the race out. Key here is he gets to race for the first time over his home track. He trains at Los Alamitos with any kind of clean break. I think he's going to have more tactical speed. I don't think we've seen his best. And at 6-1 on the program, there's value here. So number 2, Eddie's Wave in a wide open race number 6 today at Los Alamitos. Yeah, full 11-horse field there in the 6th race before any scratches. Maiden claiming 2-year-olds going 5.5 furlongs. You like the 2, Eddie's Wave. Maldonado aboard, and he's still vying for top jockey at the place, right? He's battling for top jockey, and he's a good gate jockey, so yeah. I'm expecting him to pop this horse out of the gate and find a position. Yeah, he sure is a great gate rider. So in the 6th race, the 2-horse John Lindo's pick. Don't forget the Lindo Report right here at the South Point. All right, now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by because we got to go out a little bit earlier today. So we got Jerry on a little bit earlier. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Ralph and John.
Yeah, John. Hello, Jerry. John's in studio today. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great it's great for me to hear him. Normally I can't hear him, but now I can hear him too.
All right, listen. You gave out a couple of plays yesterday. One of the plays, your key horse ran second, so we gave you credit for the reverse exacta. But the sheet is the one that hit it out of the ballpark. You had a star horse at Los Alamitos that paid $42, and you had a V horse that paid over $100 at Aqueduct. We got to remember, folks, the star horses. Explain what they are, real quick.
The star horses are horses that I think their form says they're moving forward.
Okay, and the V horses obviously are value horses, which means you think that this horse has a performance to outrun the odds that they'll be presented in the race.
Correct. And originally I thought of them as using them just in the exotics, but they turn out to be a fantastic winning. They win out more than they're better value than anything on my sheet, oddly enough. But
Jerry, believe me.
You don't have the frequency. We had a $129 horse yesterday over at Aqueduct.
Right. I know the frequency is not a lot when you get horses of that price, but nevertheless, we're just looking for live horses. Any horse player out there, and especially the ones that watch and listen to our shows, want selections from handicappers that are live horses. We understand the game, and we know that, but just to get live horses, and you guys do a great job with, pointing out live horses on the show each day. So now that I put the pressure on you, time to get some more live horses.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go to Aqueduct's second race today. Number 8, Motivo from Richard Dutro. He's an awfully good trainer, so the price is always going to be a little tighter with Richard Dutro, but he does the job really well.
I cannot hear you, Jerry.
Oh, number 8, Motivo. Can you hear me okay?
Barely, but go ahead. You like the 8,
Okay,
and go
number
ahead.
8,
Give me the other horses.
Yeah, number 8, Motivo with the 3-5-7. Do my reverses, but the 8, Motivo, is my feature play in Pop-Out Key in race 2 at Aqueduct.
All right, second race at Aqueduct. I understand it to be the 8-horse Motivo, the 8 over 3, 5, 7, and reverse. Remember, the reverse is the play that hit yesterday with the key horse. So you got the 8 over 3, 5, 7 in the second race at Aqueduct. Now we'll go to Los Alamitos.
Okay, let's go to the 5th at Los Alamitos. Number 8, High Press, with the 2, 3, 5, and 7. I love this horse. I think he's a fantastic bet, even down to 2-1.
So you got the 8 over 2, 5, and 7. Is that correct?
2, 3, 5, and 7.
2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, we'll add the 3 in there. So in the 5th race, which is the anchor in the pick 5, the only pick 5, the early 5 races, and of course the anchor in the early pick 4 there at Los Alamitos. In the 5th race, you like the 8 High Press, the 8 over 2, 3, 5, and 7 in the 5th race at Los Alamitos. Want to remind everybody, Jerry J's Power Pages, with all those stars and all those V's and all those P's and everything else that he's got on that sheet, the Jerry J's Power Pages for Los Alamitos and for Aqueduct today is available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. Want to remind everybody, coming up next is going to be Sports by the Book. It's a great show. Stand by for them. We're going to get out of here to make room for them so they can get started. And so, Jerry, without any further ado, I think we're going to close up the show today. I want to thank John Lindo for being with us in studio. And we got one more thing to say, Jerry, and you're going to say it.
Have a great day, everybody.